Welcome to Modular World. My name is John O'Wells. This is going to be the last show of 2024. So, are you sad to see this year go? I don't know. I don't know if I am. All right, I have no script. I'm letting it rip, okay? So today we have two artists who live 15 minutes away from each other from Calgary, Alberta, up there in Canada. First we have Bobby Chaos, a friend I've been, chasing for a couple years to be on the show. And we talk about some of the fear and trepidation and also just kind of wanting to get a little better at the craft. We talk about that with him and his friend Texjures, who's new to our scene, friend of Bobby's. He said, "This is who I want to bring on the show." I said, "Great." So we've got two friends from Alberta up in Canada. Definitely off script here. Okay. No script, I mean. Hey, have you guys checked out the new Modular World website at modularworld.tv? I'm getting ready to close Discord, my friends. I think it's going to happen. Going to direct all the traffic to the website. It's better. We can have cool stories and feature writers and new music, new gear, resources. It's great. I'm really happy with how it came out. And there's been a decent amount of action on the social network part of the site. This is the other part. Who wants a new social network with no algorithm and big data being collected and serving you what they think that you want? This is a private social network just for the modular community. You're welcome. Okay, structure of this show is a little different than most shows. Okay, got the two artists format you all know well, but we're going to start with a performance. We're going to start with Bobby Chaos, then we're going to come together in a group chat, all three of us, and then we're going to end the show with Texjures. All right. So I'll just see you at the end for just a little goodbye, but otherwise I'll see you on the other side. Is that a little creepy? No. Otherwise, I'll see you at the end of the show. Enjoy. You guys live how close to each other?
Oh, I don't know, like 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And like, do you think that you guys are the only people in the eurorack scene in your, or in the modular scene in your like direct area?
No, Ty was talking about there's this place in town called the Palomino where every like the first Tuesday of the month or something like that, they have a get together. There's
Yeah.
a handful of us, but there's not that many, and I don't know how many of us play out.
Hmm.
Yeah. There's a couple people lurking around for sure.
And do we know them?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Why?
no.
No, I think they kind of stick to their own selves kind of thing.
I mean, I feel like Ty, you've been one of these who, like, I didn't know you until Bobby said, "This is my friend who should be on the show," and I was like, "Great."
Yeah, yeah, like I said, man, I just like to like create. I should be putting more out, but I like to stick to my myself as well. And I'm also really busy at the same time. But
Well, I'm glad to know you now, and now, like, now it's out, so you can't hide anymore. So you're here.
fair enough, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bobby, you've been around for a minute, and I was telling Ty a minute ago before we started rolling that I remember a couple years ago even bugging you like, "Yo, come on, let's have you." And you were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, not yet," you know. So I'm so I'm saying like I'm proud of you, man.
No,
Like
I
don't
appreciate that.
well, don't take that the wrong way. Like it's like
No.
patronizing. Like proud of you meaning like well, I think of somebody like Jared, Ice
Yeah.
Locust. Same thing. Like, man, I'm fucking proud of you, dude. He plugged into Sarah's courses, got into this, got into that. Really, just inserted himself into it, and that's what I'm seeing you do. You know,
That's cool,
so I'm
man. Well, I
proud of you.
appreciate it.
Proud of you.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, Mr. Chaos. This is the first time that we've heard you in this long form. You were on the Reverb show, and I think they were 5 minute sections or segments, right?
Mhm.
So how did it feel making a 20-minute performance? And tell us about what you did and how it worked out.
Well, I mean, speaking to that reverb one, it's like anytime I have like another opportunity, whether it's playing live or it's I did EMS once. Like anytime I'm getting out there, and I was like, okay, this is what I've done before. Got to try and step it up somehow, some way, some shape, some form, which is tricky
Oh.
sometimes when you're like a noise artist. And obviously, that wasn't really like a noise performance, but it's I just want to try and do something else. Come forward with it little bit more. And that was what just kind of what I was feeling. Cause like
Hmm.
it's funny because like everybody has a path that they're going down, and like your goal is my past or vice versa, right? So everyone's got something different, and we're all passing ships in the night with when it comes to what we're looking for, what we're trying for, what we're dreaming of, what laurels that we're resting on, all these different things, right? And so when it came to this, that was just where I felt I needed to go in the next point. And I don't want to kind of divulge my whole thing because I know it's going to change at some point. But a lot of people are going to know me for just doing really noisy stuff, and now I'm kind of incorporating kind of these beats and kind of some structure and that kind of thing. So that's really where I was at with it, and I found it tough because that's more of like a songs are more so going to be represented in that kind of thing than like a noise, miasma of sorts, right? So
God, what a great word.
having right, and so it was a little tough, but I just kind of I used to play traditional instruments. I can't anymore. Long story. Um, but you just get in the groove, you feel it, and you just kind of ride on it. Used to be a bass player, and you just like in the
Mm,
back, tapping
mm,
your foot and leaning back. You know what I mean?
mm,
That's what I did,
mm.
and you just wait for those space, those pockets, and you feel it when it's ready to come to the next part. You feel it, you jump on it, and then you're on to the next groove, right? So kind of what I did. I just caught a vibe and rode the wave.
God, I love talking to smart people. Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. We gotta switch over to Ty now.
No, it's just all right. Ty, let me ask you something which Bobby said, and I'm curious how you feel about it.
What's
He
that?
said, because I don't know how I feel about it, so I'm gonna chew on it for a minute. But he said that every time he feels like he's got to kind of
Step
like
it
I
up,
don't want to
step
put
it up.
yeah. You didn't say like outdo yourself, did you?
Kind of, sort of.
But
I don't know,
kind of.
man.
Right,
You gotta,
kind of.
yeah, I can understand that. Like, you gotta keep yourself inspired, you know, a little bit. Like, you want that. You're all like like we said, we're always trading or looking for that new gas or something, searching for something, right? I think it's just like we just want those wow moments, kind of thing. That's what we're always kind of searching for next. At least for me, like some of the patches just surprised myself. You know, I'm like, wow, how did that even happen, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always definitely trying to find that. But as far as how to get to that point, I don't know, new modules or new gear or
See,
just
that's
sticking
where
to
the
the same
gas
stuff
is a motherfucker, because it's
or
like,
using it differently, right? But or maybe taking away modules and it like even when I rearrange my rack, actually that helps a lot too, right? Because
yeah,
you're
totally.
patching things differently and using it differently, so that can be inspiring too. Half the time for me, it's not even like even once I get it, it's not even. It's almost like the wait for it can be the feeling too, right? So
God,
it's a
we
tricky.
are sick. We are sick. We have a problem.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I read that when I first got into Eurorack, and like I completely understand now, man. Completely understand it.
Dude, I had a friend who, when I was first getting into it, this is like 2018. And I posted something, me at Analog Haven, and I was standing in front of their big dope for a fucking wall. You know, I was like, yo, it was like the first evidence of me, you know, at a place. And a friend of mine saw it and said, like, don't do it, rabbit hole, whatever. That guy right now, huge system.
That's fantastic.
Jordan Snodgrass, I'm looking at you.
Little projection there, maybe.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so trying to outdo yourself, I think is like a really interesting thing because, I mean, it's obviously not, you know, sustainable, right? At some level, you're just like, oh my God, I did the greatest thing, I explode, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
like, when is this house of cards gonna topple?
Then
You know?
you go backwards, you go back to simplicity, you know?
Okay,
That's
okay,
exactly what I was gonna say. Exactly,
okay.
because you
Yeah.
know, it's like playing the blues, right? You can go to like 100 bars in like 100 cities and hear the same thing. You just want to poke your eyes out, like it's horrible, right? Just well, I don't want to be too negative, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But then you go and you see like whoever, like Bo Diddley or something like this, right? And you know they're just like 1,000 years old, and arguably when you look at them and all the progression that the blues has had over time, it's very simple and it's a lot more you could say repetitious than something else. I just finished reading a Stephen King novel who was saying the same thing in the back, people making fun of him of doing the, you know, spooky small town. You're always reading about the spooky small town. Well, it's not about, you know, the notes. It's not about, you know, there's only like two progressions in the blues. It's how you play, it's how you sing. And so when you're going back to basics, it's how you play, it's how you sing, how you make it sing. And when you got that feeling, and like I say, you're
Right.
catching that vibe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doing this, doing the same thing differently, right?
If I could just spit it out in one session, like I kind of just at the point where that's better than nothing. That's better than me like pulling my hair out trying to, you know, whatever, work the dynamic compressor in Ableton
Fuck
and you know
off.
do the EQs, you know, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and please don't pull that gorgeous hair out for anything. Okay.
Okay, deal.
Okay. Just don't do that. Look at this guy. Okay. So is most of your stuff multi-tracked then, and you've just got these big orchestrations the kind of way and your anxiety to mix?
Um, for me, it's because I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do, right? Like when I was just only in the DAW, I do the cut and paste thing, like record a little 1, 2, 3 thing here, and then mix them up and double it up, and that kind of thing, right? Um, Unfortunately, I don't have a multi-track out of my synth. I'm thinking I need to get one though, because I can't get that separation that I want, and to be able to, because since I don't have that, now I'm like, okay, well, what part has everything balanced properly, and what part has something that I can pull apart the different elements, or because like if I try and reach, like, oh, I have to put a bass line in here now, like I can't do it. If I can just put it on the rig and not have it drowned out, or because I could do a lot of feedback mixing, and so like things will just get squished. Yeah, I do need to get one of those.
Ty, do you multi-track or do you stereo out?
Stereo. So
So
yeah,
one and done.
yeah, man. That's it.
I got to get back to that because
I
I
got a
used to
couple.
do that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just mixing on the Euro. So
That's a great skill because if you can mix well in rack, then it's like you're gonna be so good live. And I used to always come out to my Zoom recorder and just 2 tracks, and when you're done, like what we're talking about. But now I have the ES9, and Cubase loves it. So I've got stereo and mono going in there. I've got like so many channels, every time, and it's great. But now the thought of going back and mixing and getting into it is really daunting, and I don't want to do it.
Do you separate your sessions though, like a tracking session, learning session, a technique learning session?
That's a really good idea because
yeah.
with my ADHD, it's just all kind of like a session.
Yeah, man, you gotta use that hyper focus that the ADHD people have, and say, okay, today I'm only going to learn this module, and that's all I'm going to do. I'm not even going to look at these other guys. Take it out of the case if you need to, and put it in the skiff, or today is tracking. That's it.
I've done focus cases like that where it's like working on small cases with just a few modules I really wanted to work with. I like doing that. I could do that more too. This is why these are good like conversations, is that people can relate to all of the places where like we're all at.
Yeah.
And a good reminder too that it changes. Like I've had times where I felt like pretty much polar opposite to some of the things I'm feeling right now. Completely opposite. It was just fine to just sit down and let it rip and have a blast and Todd Barton out and do the whole thing,
I got a buddy who's trying to drag me back to software. He's like, you only need VC rack and a controller. I'm like, no, don't make me go back.
Dude, all I need is Cubase and Reactor, dude. Native Instruments, Reactor.
All I need is this then.
Oh, I wish you were right though. What Paul Toss from Air Instruments needs to do is make something with an accord or with a harmonica in
it. So yeah, I've recorded
that guy makes crazy stuff.
He should do something with a harmonica.
Yeah, man. Do you see that what do you call those things? The music box he made. He's got the ballerina on the outside.
Oh yeah,
that's so cool.
Cool. All right, let's have a gear moment. Okay.
All right.
Ty, tell me about something you've seen recently that's making you nutty.
What that Neutral Labs, what's called Scrooge. It's the same. It's like a partner to the Elmira kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. You can use it while it's not even powered.
Who's the manufacturer?
Neutral Labs.
Bobby, what about you?
Probably we're talking earlier about industrial music electronics. Like I'm crazy for his stuff right now. He's got like the older one, the Time Safari. I don't think they have really long kind of buffers or whatever, but I just like the idea of just catching something like really quick and grabbing it, messing with it, letting it go, grabbing another one, maybe doubling it up into like another delay or something.
Bobby, I was on your BandCamp and I saw this and I read it and just wanted to give you a hard time about it.
Cool.
Bobby's a modular synth artist, cathartically expressing aggression and tension through electronic noise art composed on modular synthesizers. You get a big, huge hug from me as soon as I see you someday. We're gonna have the biggest hug.
Nice.
It's gonna be awesome. You too, Ty, but there's a context here. Okay. So tell me this. And you're not alone. I think a lot of my friends, we've talked about this on Airgrid Crew, a lot of these people live their emotions, their anger, or their happiness, or their whatever through their music. I personally have not done that. I don't know why. It doesn't. It's just not how it comes out. So tell me how that works. Like, yeah, tell me how that works. As much as you can. I mean, maybe it's something that's not, you know what I mean?
Some of it's totally personal for sure. But that's part of it. That's the whole thing is, it's therapy. It's healing. Like I need to do this, right?
It's therapeutic for sure, man.
Yeah, man. If I don't do it, there's a problem. Like I'm not well. I'm not treating people in my life right. I'm not treating myself right. I need to create to heal my soul. Everybody's living a different life of some kind. Everyone's picking up different baggage, putting down different baggage, and this is it for me. And so when we're talking about, I don't even remember what I wrote. The word aggression. I remember you saying though.
Expressing aggression and tension. Yeah.
So that's again, big metalhead, right? So there's that whole vibe, but it's not just the aggressive part. It's that fear again that I was talking about. If you go into I was studying Buddhism a little bit some time ago, and this thing that they say is that there's two base emotions, love and fear. And when you get down to fear, it branches out into things like anger and whatever else, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not healthy, right? And so as a person who has that they need to heal, basically, like if somebody asked me what my method was or how do you do it or how do you make this or whatever, like, okay, I've got techniques, I get a patch idea, I know this goes to here, I know I want to hear something, but really what it is I sit down and I just kind of take an inner breath and I just kind of reflect. I reflect, and it's not always easy for me to kind of get in touch with my emotions. Very like old school cis male kind of a thing. And so this helps. And so I get that still space. I get that calm space. Some people meditate. I turn on the synth, and the ADHD turns off, and the noise of the day turns off, and then that space allows my body to start being able to remember itself as opposed to overthinking about the whole world. And so then the emotions come up, and I start to, again, that in that description, express and catharsis, and it just comes out because just like Todd Barton says, you follow the sound.
Fucking nice.
And so I can patch up whatever, but when those speakers start going, I'm just following it, and I'm hair standing up on my arms just thinking about it. You just follow it, and that's what I'm feeling, man. I feel that tension, I feel that anger, I feel fear, whatever I'm feeling, and I just wade into the pool.
God, sounds so healthy. Yeah. I need to do this more. Ty, tell me.
I was just gonna say, yeah, I would say the same thing. Like, I would say, I don't even know what I'm really doing here, man. Like, it just happens, kind of thing. You just
Yeah.
get into that space, you know, spend the time with it, and it eventually comes out, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it. I completely relate to what Bobby was saying. So,
I wish I did more. You know what I mean? I feel like yeah, I
like,
think that
I got
I
stuff like locked away, like that I've recorded, right? That's like that is very personal stuff, right? That I could just turn on and it'll bring you back to that time or that feeling or and so on. It's just hard to explain, I guess. Hard to put into words, but yeah, like that stuff you is the stuff you I can understand the fear as well. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff that I should put out for others as well, you know, to get out of
man,
my
I went clicking for your Bandcamp. I was like, let's go. Oh,
yeah, no, yes, yeah, I used to have one, and then I'm in the process of creating that new one. So
you gotta. I like clicked on the link and it goes to a Bandcamp with nothing. I was like, God
yeah,
damn it.
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, you gotta release. Oh, you
yeah.
just got to. Yeah. I think it's so important. I've given people shit about it for years.
Or that's why I appreciate it, man. That's why I appreciate being like on this show as well. That's like a step in the right direction too. So thanks
Well,
again.
seriously, I mean, anybody watching this, please do the thing where you contact somebody and you reach out and you say, "Hey, man, heard you on Modular World, saw, click the link, followed you, nice job." Like, people do that, please. Like, this is how it fucking works. That's why the links are below, and we always do the links below crap. Is because of that. So, like, do it, man. If you're watching this and think either of these guys are awesome.
Oh yeah, thank you either way.
Yeah.
Um, Ty,
You know,
in the same way, would you tell us about, like, we were talking about the machine and kind of, like where you came from. Tell us about some of this.
well, for me, like I guess I started out it was through my mom probably way back when she had 212 subs in the back of her trunk. So yeah, I got a machine, Native Instruments machine, and then
Yeah.
from there I was just all the way in kind of thing. You know, I started way before than that. Actually, it was like probably cassettes, recording cassettes, and like off the radio and stuff when I was young.
Heck yeah.
So from there, I just, like I said, got the machine. I did a couple shows at Dickens, like a local pub here. And then from there, I was DJing lots of several clubs. Like there's Cowboys, they've like MFG, like there's a whole bunch of places, but they're now changed their names and whatnot. But that's where I got my start, I guess, from DJing, I would say. And
Mm-hmm.
then my buddy Jeff put me onto the eurorack stuff, and I copped a Morphogene.
Fuck
That
yeah.
was my yeah, my first module. I did like lots of research on it. I like the sampling aspect, and that's where I guess it started. I guess from sampling from the radio to this to actually sampling cassette onto the Morphogene. So back and forth kind of thing. But
Oh
yeah, I
man.
started out there and
Mm-hmm.
got deep down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. Ty, please tell us about your set and your performance and what we're gonna see here.
For me, like I said, I don't know. I don't even know what I was doing, man. But no,
Well, you do a
kind
little
of
bit,
I
so come on.
started I started out just with like I just kind of wanted to put a beginning, middle, and an end to it, kind of have like a whole show, as you would say. But I started out with the classic rings and kind of just felt my way through that. And I had a lot of the Rainmaker carry me through that in the background there. And I just recently got the Digatone, the Electron boxes, which I've never touched or played with before.
Mm-hmm.
And I incorporated those into the set. So I was still kind of learning those as well
Sweet.
throughout, but I think it went okay. Got through there, and then I brought in some Spectrophone, like for some drone and some Soma Lyra 8 in the
Hell yeah.
background. And then there's a couple of smooth points in there that I was happy with, but also there's some frustration that I felt in there as well. But I think I got through it as well. And then just it was that was it for me, man. Like it was a good learning process as well. Like I'm used to making shorter things kind of for myself, so it was kind of challenging to make a beginning, middle, and end, kind of close it without making too many screw ups and cut offs and whatnot, random noises, or just try to make a smooth performance, right? So
well done.
Yeah,
really
appreciate it.
Well, I mean, seriously, I know what it takes, and it takes a lot, you know, and then to shoot it and to do the audio work and all that. I know it takes a lot.
Exactly. Yeah.
How did you sync the Electron boxes with the modular stuff?
I have everything synced through the KeyStep Pro.
Oh,
so,
man.
Yeah.
Dude, we talked about this offline too. God damn it. So the
I got one
KeyStep.
channel, actually. Yeah, I got one channel on the KeyStep going to Spectrophone, one channel going to 3-body, D-legs, and Rainmaker for some effects, and then the Soma is sprinkled in there, and the Electron box is synced up with the KeyStep. So
the KeyStep
everything plays really well with the MIDI. So
I was telling you, it makes me nuts seeing you rock the KeyStep, because
it's
the KeyStep Pro.
The brain top to my operation, and I love it. It's so, and even the smaller keys, I like those.
The smaller keys never bother me, but I've tried it over and over. I pull it out like once every 6 or 8 months, and I'm like, this thing is so beautiful. I just got to give it more time. And I get back into it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how you save me up patterns. But I'm just so not a sequencer guy.
Words, yeah, I definitely am. I like the sequencing stuff is awesome, man. Like I just touched these Electron boxes, and they're crazy. I can create something so quick on them.
That's great.
Yeah.
Now I've got the Oxy 1, and I feel like that's kind of pushed me into like a sequencer territory. Because I used it with like Cubase and with an iPad and with modular things. Fucking amazing. But the KeyStep Pro really breaks my heart, because I don't want to sell it, but I never use it because I can't grok it. I can't really make it jam.
Word, man. I guess to each their own, man. We all got our own lanes, right?
I just got to stick to it though, and like maybe really commit. Because seeing you rock it, I was like, God damn it! It really bothered me.
That's the thing. Well, we see others, but using what they got, then we want to try and incorporate it to ours, right? But maybe it will work, maybe it won't.
I'm never gonna sound as cool as Texjures.
That's the rabbit hole. That's the rabbit hole, man.
I'm never gonna sound as cool as Bobby Chaos and Texjures.
Man, you sound too cool already, man.
I haven't put out music in so long. I swore I was gonna put out a record like 2 years ago, like vinyl. Didn't do it. Can't afford it. Another year passed. I've still got those same tracks. Haven't put them out. Okay, so Ty, you basically promise live in front of people now to put out stuff ASAP on BandCamp. That just happened.
ASAP, yes, sir. You'll hear from me soon, man.
That just happened. Okay. a very special thank you to Bobby, Chaos, and Texjures for putting together the set, sending it in, doing the hard work. I know what it takes. Thank you so much. At the end of the year in this busy holiday season as well, you guys are gentlemen. 2025 is going to bring awesome stuff. All right. Stay tuned. Check out the website, modularworld.tv. Check it out. Always remember that this show is member supported, just like PBS. It's like modular PBS. All right. Patreon is the best way to support this channel if you'd like to. I do want to thank supporters that have showed up in the last month. Thank you so much. I'm just going to sign off now. I think it's just best to sign off. I'll see you in 2025. Happy holidays, however you practice or not. All right. This is Modular World. I'm John O. Wells. We'll see you next year.